Welcome back to What's Now. How have travel trends changed since the pandemic? Well, I spoke with Chris Lehane of Airbnb. He updated me on everything you need to know if you plan on traveling, what they are doing to keep everyone that's visiting safe, and more. Let's take a look.
It's no secret that COVID-19 has had a profound impact on the travel industry in 2020. Looking ahead, many are wondering what that means for next year. A recent survey of U.S. travelers from Airbnb has revealed the top 3 travel trends in 2021. And joining us to discuss is the Senior Vice President for Global Public Policy and Communications at Airbnb, Chris Lehane. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Christine, thank you for having me. I hope you're safe and people in the Salt Lake region are all safe and sound.
And you as well. And we know many people are looking forward to traveling once again. I know I am. But what are the biggest travel trends Airbnb is seeing for next year?
Yeah, obviously travel has really changed in the context of COVID. And we've seen some really interesting trends that we broadly define as live anywhere. And that speaks to is this idea that the way people travel, the way they work, the way they live, where they're choosing to live, are all really blending together. And we see that reflected in 3 specific ways. The first is something that we call staycations. This idea that you and your family get into a car, drive a couple hours, get a whole home, drive some economics for that local community, often a rural community. The second is the integration of travel and the remote work. People increasingly are working remotely, but they're building this into their travel, often going to places, those whole homes where they're going to stay longer because they can do both a vacation and work from that spot. And then the third thing is something that we call pods. People want to travel because they get human connections from that. Probably more important now than ever before, but they also want to do it now in a safe way, given the health concerns. And so pod travel is really travel where you get a group of your close friends together or your family members together, and you do go stay in a whole home. People want to travel. They want those connections. They want to be able to do it safely and in a healthy and responsible way.
And what kind of destinations are people seeking out?
Yeah, great question. This breaks down itself into 2 different categories. First of all, people are looking to go to what I would sort of call those traditional vacation rental destinations, the beaches. Park City ski resorts, one of our trending destinations for 2021. Lakes, national parks, got Zion out there and other great places. But they're looking to do those now, not just in the week between Christmas and New Year's or the 2 weeks over the summer, but in a longer, more extended sort of around the calendar type of way. And then the second thing that we've really seen is a real interest in what we call unique or authentic listings. It could be an A-frame near one of the ski mountains. It could be a treehouse. It could be a yurt. It could be a barn. We have both. You can get a World War II submarine in Wisconsin, a baseball park in Florida, and if you're really excited, an 8-foot potato in Idaho. But really, all that is speaking to is the fact that people are looking to get these connections and looking for an actual accommodation that will help facilitate something that's a little bit different.
And what about safety? What is Airbnb doing to help customers not feel anxious about their safety, especially during this pandemic?
Yeah, incredibly important, foundational to any decision that you're going to be making. And regardless of whether you're on Airbnb or any other platform, like this has to be your priority for you and your family. We do think we do 3 things that are pretty unique to Airbnb. The first one I referenced a little bit, but it's the idea that you get a whole home, meaning that you have complete control of your space. There's not common spaces. It's your place, multiple bedrooms, your own kitchen. So you're able to control your accommodation environment. The second piece here is we have a 5-step enhanced cleaning protocol that our hosts are required to follow. It's informed by leading public healthcare experts, including the former Surgeon General of the United States. And then the third piece, and I do think this is really special to Airbnb, is hosts and guests rate each other on our platform. Guests specifically rate hosts on the health, safety, cleanliness of their home. And if you're not consistently getting a really high rating, particularly now more than ever, you just don't last on the platform very long. It really does align interests. And for that reason, the vast majority of our hosts have incredibly high ratings overall, but particularly when it comes to health, safety, and cleanliness. Ultimately, all 3 of those things add up to trying to give you, the traveler, as much leverage to control your experience so you can make decisions that prioritize for you and your family's health and safety.
And what changes do you anticipate the travel industry will continue even after the pandemic?
Yeah, look, I think some things will be fleeting and reflect the pandemic, but I think a lot of things that we're talking about are going to become enduring. And I think two things in particular. I think this idea that you can combine work and your travel. I think we're going to see people taking longer and longer vacations where they'll mix the vacation with their work. And I think the second aspect is because there's such limited international travel, people are traveling much more domestically. And you see a lot of travel from urban areas into rural areas where people are exploring maybe their backyards that they hadn't in the past. Great for the economics of those communities. I think we did $200 million in rural communities in June alone. And I think that localized travel, a little bit old school, you put the family in a car like I did when I was a kid and drive to a beach or a mountain to go skiing. And a fun fact that I think does reflect this or speak to this is searches for dog-friendly homes are up 90% on Airbnb. And I think that just talks about how people are thinking about traveling a little bit differently now.
Absolutely. Where can we find more information?
Sure, you can go to Airbnb.com. On the website, you'll see a whole set of tools under the category Go Near. You can plug in places you're looking for or the specs that you're looking for, and you'll get a bunch of options. And you'll also get a bunch of information on the background when it comes to health and safety and provide you and your family all the information that you need.
Well, thank you so much, Chris Lehane, for joining us here at Parkside Television and helping us travel safely.
Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay sound, and I really appreciate the time.